Alright guys, we are here with another Legion video. That's Steven and Tyler playing. We're doing a skirmish, and we've decided upon face-off here. Elimination, so at the end of the game each player gains a victory token for each defeated enemy and one additional one for if it's one of those units. And then Dawn, so during the first round units can not perform range attacks beyond range 2. So here's our setup here. You can see our our corners right there. So we've got, it's kind of the same terrain we had last time, but I did add the Moldy Crow. We have built that, got that on Thingiverse. I forget the name of the guy that did it, but credit to you. I'll tag a link in the description of this video. This is an awesome miniature. I had to print it off at 80% because my printer's not big enough. And then a recently finished Kickstarter campaign. This is, whoopsies! Collapsed building. This came, I forget the guy's name as well. I will tag that as well, but it's the Ord Ferrum town. It's awesome. I've only printed off one building so far, but otherwise, I mean, we've got barricades up, so there's some line of sight maneuvering, so it's going to be interesting, especially since we're fighting each other. So we'll get to the armies. All right, guys, so we're doing Rebels versus Rebels today. I've got Cassian and Sabine leading a group of rebels. Cassian's got his pistol configuration started off with. He's got duck and cover and recon intel. Sabine's got the Darksaber, her shield, and up close and personal. I got 2 core units of rebel troopers with nothing on them. Clan Ren to hang out with Sabine, with Tristan and Ursa upgrades, and they also have situational awareness. And then I have a Rebel Commando Strike team with a sniper. So what I've done here, our deployment zone was this range 2 arc right here. So I've got some Rebel troopers scooting up there, some Rebel troopers scooting up there. My strike team had a Scout 2, so they're able to get in base contact with this building. Cassian had Scout 1, so he has base contact with this big old crate right here, and then Sabine and her family are following her off that direction, so I'm kind of split in 2 ways here. We'll see what happens. All right, Steven, tell me about your army.
All right, I am going with Han and Chewie leading the way in this one. I'm hoping for some nice teamwork there to build up some tokens on some things. Then I have a couple troopers. I got Rebel veterans with their heavy and Rebel troopers with their heavy. Then I got some Wookiees. I don't have any additional Wookiees on that. No heavy Wookiees or anything because I ran out of points. And then I have an AT-RT bringing up kind of a little bit more heavy firepower on that. So hopefully it's a mix of some melee and some range. We'll see how that goes. I deployed and I got Han and Chewie here near this building. They both had a recon intel on them. And then I got some Wookiees hiding behind this building over here. I got the standard Rebel troopers just behind a barricade. I got an AT-RT kind of at center, so I can go either way depending upon what happens here. And then the vets are kind of chilling out behind the AT-RT, getting a little bit of cover from them.
Okay, nice. Okay, we'll see what happens. We need to establish what is light and heavy cover. Do you want to say all buildings, obviously?
Barricades.
Yeah, I'd say maybe like the things that are like this could be considered light cover.
Yeah, I think the smaller.
And then if it's a building size or about the size of a regular miniature, we can say it's heavy.
Yep.
So barricades are heavy, this is heavy, that would be light.
Yep.
If someone ends up here, I'd say this is heavy cover. And that would be like light cover. And don't forget, we do have the Rebo. He's made an appearance. All right, we're gonna get to it and we will check back and show you guys what happens after round 1. So we're at the end of round 1. Steven played the push command card. I played standing order. So Steven, why don't you go first since you had the lower pip?
I mean, basically, it's just all trying to maneuver tactically and moving forward. I'm just moving most of my guys forward, trying to get in better position. I was able to get Chewie around this corner kind of here. These this set of troopers was about right in here, so we could see 3, and we were within range 2. Had to be within range 2 to be able to attack for round 1 because of the dawn condition. So he was. So I went ahead and fired, but it just bounced off and kind of gave them suppression, and vice versa. They returned fire, bounced off, got suppression. That was that exchange, and then just moved some guys up. Got the Wookiees over here near this wall. He'd moved the Mandos up on top.
Cool.
Just kind of tactically staging some people.
Yeah. So I played standing orders. Save my good cards for later. Cassian moved around. He couldn't shoot, but he did reconfigure to a sniper. All of the Mandalorians and Sabine jumped up on there to get view of the battlefield. These guys took a shot at Chewie, it bounced off, and they ran back to hide. These guys moved forward and said, at all costs, we need to protect the Moldy Crow. So they shot at the AT-RT and realized that their bullets could not penetrate its armor. And these guys climbed up. They decided instead of taking the stairs, they just wanted to slowly climb up the bricks as a challenge. So they're overwatching there. So on to round 2. Okay guys, round 2 was a little bit more intense than round 1. I played Crack Shot. Steven played Reckless Diversion. So with Crack Shot, Cassian gains Gunslinger and an aim token at the end of the activation. He can gain a suppression and a standby. Han, that forces people... Let's read this. When an enemy unit performs an attack, it must attack a trooper unit that has a face-up order token, which he gave to a group of rebel troopers right here and Han himself. It actually made quite a bit of a difference. So Cassian and Chewie they shot at each other. Sabine jumped up here with the Mandalorians. His Wookiees came up and scaled and attacked. She took a damage. She used the Darksaber to slice a Wookiee in half. These guys jumped over here and helped finish out a squad that Cassian had also been shooting at with his gunslinger in his standby order, because it forced him, when Chewie attacked, to not attack Chewie back, but attack those troopers instead. These guys kind of moved around a little bit. These guys kind of hid back here. These guys took a shot and actually finished off one of the guys from over here. So that trooper unit got shot by, I think, 2 different units, but like 3 times. AT-RT came this way and shot at my Mandalorian Resistance here, Clan Ren. Steven, you got anything to input here?
No, I mean, well, yes.
Han killed a couple dudes.
Yeah, this
right
guy.
Here.
So I mean, I played that trying to pull stuff away from Chewie and the Wookiees, and Han, and it kind of worked in that regards. But this rebel unit completely ate it. Just completely
out of commission,
annihilated. And I also forgot when I ran in to melee that Sabine had the Darksaber, which he rolled, and she just completely stabbed one of the Wookiees straight through, just annihilated it. So we'll see how this engagement goes.
Watched it all happen.
Max Rebo watches it
right
all
in front of his black beady eyes.
So,
all right,
we'll see what happens.
We're gonna go to round 3 next. All right, guys, we're at the end of round 3. I played Legacy of Mandalore. Sabine Wren gains Inspire 1, and when she issues orders to those type of units, she gains an aim or dodge token, which she gained 2 dodges and an aim, because she did Cassian herself and Clan Ren. Steven played Change of Plans, which lets you basically make your opponent swap what command card they did. He decided to not enforce that. So what happened? Clan Ren went first. They went over here. They shot and I think killed a trooper. Sabine used the Darksaber to slice yet another Wookiee, enraging Wookiees all across the galaxy. Cassian just kind of moved up. He didn't really do anything. I know these guys, I think, kind of moved to hide out of the way. These guys took a few more hits, and the leader, he freaked out. He turned around and realized all of his men were dead, and he bailed towards the edge of the map. The snipers sniped and took out a unit of that core unit there. Steven, what did your guys do? Nothing. No.
No, the tide turned a little bit this round. Last round, Clan Ren just annihilated Chewbacca completely. And so, but this round, so yeah, after that guy sniped the Rebel vets, my heavy unit in that kind of sniped him back.
He got out sniped.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He got out sniped. Sniper team's dead. Han also had fired into those units, took out another guy. So that's when we were down to just the unit leader on that group of troopers. ATRT came over here and took out one of the Mandos.
Mm-hmm.
And then my Wookiee tried to slice up Sabine, but armor is like kink kink.
Yeah, failed a little bit on that one. All right, on to round 4. All right, we are at the end of round 4. Some things have changed. I played Last Stand, but Steven played Han Shot First. Unless you're watching the special edition, and then he didn't.
Boo.
So basically it's a 1 pip, and he gains an aim and a dodge. So what happened with your guys?
Well, if you want to look over to Sabine, that did not end well for that Wookiee. It ate it with that Darksaber. She has killed all 3 Wookiees with that Darksaber. Didn't go well. Shouldn't have attacked her. Han moved up and he fired on. There was a trooper unit in here. He took out 2 of those guys, and then they just booked it. So they're hiding back there behind the Moldy Crow. These guys, I just tried to have them hunker down because they only had 1 move because they were suppressed. The ATRT fired on Cassian, but it just bounced off the cover, and that was that.
All right, so I think we started. I don't remember how we started, but I lost a core unit here. The other 2 guys, they ran over here to hide behind the Moldy Crow because we only have 1 round left, and I don't want them to die and Steven get another point. Clan Ren rocketed over here to just get out of the way of the ATRT so they can kind of find themselves and prep for the next round. Sabine killed the last Wookiee, so I think for the first time since we've been fighting, she is not engaged in melee. And Cassian took a shot over at those troopers over there, but he did not hit. So going into the last round, I have killed Chewbacca, which is worth 2 points. 1 unit of Rebel troopers, which is worth 1, and a clan of Wookiees. So I have 4 points. Steven has killed a sniper team and a set of Rebel troopers, right?
Yes, which they kind of just ran away.
Yeah. He panicked. That's right. He wasn't over here. He panicked and he just bailed. So it counts as a win for him. So it's 4-2 going into the last round. So anything could happen still. So we'll see what happens after the end of the game. All right, friends, it's the end of the game. What'd you play here? What command card?
Sabotage communications, which would reduce it to a minimum of 1.
But I played explosions.
Yeah, which is only Sabine, which is 1 anyway, so it did nothing on that end. And then also, it's to issue to a special forces or operative, which all my Wookiees and Chewbacca were dead, so I couldn't issue an order to anybody, and that card did absolutely nothing.
Well, you did go first.
Except I did go first, because I did win the dice roll between the 2 1-pip cards. So, and I drew from my order pool. I think I drew Han, did a gunslinger. I don't think I did
You took out a Mando.
to Cassian, yeah, but then I did fire on the Mandalorians and took 1 of them out.
Took out Tristan.
So
Left Ursa left.
um,
Fired at Cassian.
that was the extent. Yeah, I fired at Cassian with the ATRT as like a last ditch. Cassian took a few wounds, but it would have had to have been a miraculous shot with everything to hit him. So that didn't work. And then another one of my troopers got pew-pewed by the bomb. Sabine dropped her explosion.
Yeah, so basically I just needed to not have anyone die and I would have been okay. So I ended up having these guys hide in my last turn, and I just gave him a dodge and a standby in case Han busted in here or something. these guys kind of hung out here. They did some shots and tried to kill some troopers. Did they? No, they didn't. Cassian shot. I should have just shot to try to kill that unit to get another point right there. But I played a foolish move and just went backwards, gained an aim, and shot at that with a pistol, which was obviously not going to do anything.
He took a dink.
He did. Oh yeah, he took a dink.
He got a dink.
A dink in the armor. So
Shot his arm
Sabine
off.
jumped down to like right here, armed the charges, bailed back a little bit, so she was out of range, and then we blasted that, and it did kill another trooper, and that's about it. But it didn't kill the unit, so no extra points from that. But that's the game. So the final score is 4 because we had a Chewbacca, a thing of Wookiees, and the Rebel troopers versus 2. He killed my sniper team and my Rebel troopers. So Sabine and Cassian take home the victory against Han and Chewie. So that's it for this game. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Steven, I'm sorry you lost, but I hope you had fun.
It was good. The dice were not in my favor.
Yes, we did. I forgot to mention...
The Darksaber was not in my favor.
Yeah, I forgot to mention when Clan Ren jumped over here in like round 3, I think, and shot at Chewbacca. They rolled 7 die, and every single one of them was either a crit or a hit.
Yeah.
And then he rolled and he had 7 health left. He rolled 6 die because we only had 6 white defense die. None of them, they were all blank. So he rolled one final die, and he had to get a dodge to have Chewie win, but it was a surge, which didn't help.
Chewie does
So
not surge.
that massive roll right there was kind of the biggest twist of the
A
game.
perfect hit
Yeah.
and a completely imperfect.
Yeah. So
block.
play of the game goes to Clan Ren
Yeah.
for taking down
Chewbacca.
the leader of the Wookiees while the Wookiees were trying to attack their leader. No Wookiee survived, so sorry Wookiees. But that's it. We're definitely going to play some more Legion. This game is awesome. Until next time, why don't you guys go play some games?